For reasons that utterly escape everyone involved, you're listening to A Bipolar, a Schizophrenic, and a Podcast. Here are your hosts, Gabe Howard and Michelle Hammer.
Welcome to A Bipolar, a Schizophrenic, and a Podcast. My name is Gabe Howard, and I'm bipolar.
My name is Michelle Hammer, and I'm schizophrenic.
And today we are going to talk about newsworthy items, things that are in the newspaper. And Michelle, what do you got?
Well, are you okay, Gabe? You're kind of tripping up on your words. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. We can start over. Did I slur the word bipolar?
A little bit.
Well, I mean, sometimes it happens. Look, I'm tired. I haven't slept in a while. It's fine.
Why haven't you been sleeping?
Because I'm bipolar? What kind of a fucking stupid question is that?
Why are you getting so mad at me?
I'm sorry, Michelle. When for real, I know this is kind of the first time I've been depressed since we've been working together. But when I get upset about things, or I can't sleep, or I have depression, I get defensive because people are mean to people with depression. I recognize that you are a person with depression too. This is awkward.
Are you going to pretend that nothing was wrong? How long have you been depressed?
I think it started when I was 4.
I'm talking about right now. What's going on right now?
Nothing. I have depression. Depression happens. It's one of those things that occurs naturally. And I'd rather not talk about it because we have shit to get done. And if we don't get it done, yeah.
What's happening? Tell me what's going on. What's bothering you? What's making you upset? Other than bipolar, I mean, did anything happen?
Yeah, I have bipolar disorder. That happened. Bipolar happens, Michelle. You think you would be more understanding of this?
I am understanding. Did you take your meds today, honey?
Aww. Now you're a bitch. Remember when we promised never to call each other that because we thought that it would be like offensive that we call each other that constantly? That's
Gabe, how can I help you in this situation?
Let's say that you were depressed.
Yes.
I'm not being a jerk here. I know we have shit to get done, but I'm not trying to be mean. But seriously, let's say that you were depressed. What would you want me to say to you? I don't know what I want. I want to not be depressed, Michelle. I want to not be depressed. I want not to be busy. I not want to be upset at people. I want not to be irritable. I want not to be awake. I want not to have to do any of this. I want not to have to get out of bed. And I would like magical happiness to happen. So I'm not trying to be mean to you, but we have shit to get done. And you keep asking me why I'm depressed. There's no why. You know there's no why. Why? No, I'm serious. Why are you pushing this? There's no why. There just is no why.
I'm just trying to help. I mean, does your wife know that you're depressed right now?
What?
Does your wife know that you're depressed right now?
I doubt it.
Have you told her?
How is that going to come up, Michelle? No, for real. I mean, how's that going to come up? Hi, honey, how was your day? Oh, I have major depression. I think she knows. You know she knows she married me, right?
Maybe she could give you a hug and make you some tea with medication.
You're an asshole. You really are an asshole.
I don't know.
Well, what's funny? What's funny is I thought you were going to make some inappropriate joke that I was going to have to explain later. Hey, honey, today my female co-host said that you are required to give me some lovin', which I'm sure is exactly how Michelle Hammer would say it.
Yeah, I always say, yes, some lovin'. Hey, honey, let's do some lovin' right now. That's my actual pickup line. Hi, would you like some lovin'?
But that would work for a woman.
I don't think so. If I go up to a dude at a bar, like, hey, would you like some lovin'?
Yeah, that would absolutely work.
That's my pickup line from now on. I'm going to get a tattoo, actually. I'm going to get a tattoo. Hey, would you like some lovin'? So when I go to a bar, I just show that tattoo. Hey, would you like some lovin'? And there's going to be a check yes, check no. And I hand a pen. Check yes, check no. And then if it's a check yes, we just get in an Uber and go straight to my place. Is that a good idea?
That would be convenient. I mean, I'm not finding any flaws with it. You think that would work for me? I know I'm married. I mean, I would never do it. But if I did, like, do you think it would work?
Well, for your wife, maybe you should get, do you want a bone tonight? Check yes, check no. And then just get her, like, one of those pens. Remember those milky pens that you draw on your arm and they would wash away with water? You should get the want a bone tonight, check yes, check no, and a milky pen, and she can check yes or check no.
Are we going to record? I mean, for real, are we going to do this?
Okay,
I just so far we've talked about everything but the subject that we're supposed to be covering.
Well, I'm just making sure you're okay, Gabe.
I am okay, and you know as well as I do, Michelle. One, I'm surprised that you noticed. I know that's kind of a mean thing to say to you because we're friends. I think are we friends?
We're friends. We're friends. We're colleagues. We're coworkers. We're co-hosts. We're BFFs.
Are we?
We should get those matching necklaces where it says BFF and it's a heart that's like in half, and then I wear one half and you are the other half.
Are we like in a comorbid relationship? Like, do I have bipolar anxiety and Michelle Hammer
What if
disorder?
we became blood buddies?
Oh my God. First off, I am horrifically terrified of pain, so I am not going to cut myself. But I'm sure that if we hang out long enough, somebody will punch me, and then when I start bleeding, you can
create a blood buddy? That's disgusting. I would never do blood buddies. Gabe, be honest with how you're feeling. Besides the bipolar depression, has anything triggered this bipolar depression? Has anything happened in your life right now to trigger it, or is it really just sincere bipolar depression?
One of the things that I think, one of the hard parts about depression, as I imagine, I guess I don't know how it is for you, Michelle, but everything triggers depression. From sad things, bad things happening, that can trigger depression. But bad things happening when bad things happen, you have a strong emotional response. And a strong emotional response can cause depression. But when good things happen, that causes a strong emotional response. So if I have a successful fundraiser for a local organization that I work with, that's a really good thing because I helped a lot of people and I got to work with a great team of people, and I'm proud of that. And that pride is a strong emotion. I celebrated 6 years worth of marriage to my wife, and I was proud of that. That caused a strong emotion. And I signed a couple of contracts for some pretty big speeches, and our podcast has advanced well past where we thought it would be by now. And all of these things are really great. They're legitimately great, and they cause strong emotions. So all of those strong emotions tells my body that something bad has happened. And then I can't sleep, and then I become anxious, and then my brain won't shut off. And all I can think about is, how am I going to fuck all this up?
I see what you're saying.
Michelle, how people are constantly saying that people with mental illness are faking, that we're dramatic and that we're pretending to be things that we're not, and that it's all just manipulation?
Yeah.
They're right. They're right. It's just not the way that they think. We're not being manipulative to get attention. We're being manipulative to avoid attention. I don't want people to know that I'm depressed. I don't want you to know that I'm depressed, and you're my frenemy. You're somebody I hold in high regard, and somebody that quite frankly should understand, because you live with mental illness and depression as well. And I'm embarrassed that you know. I'm embarrassed that my crazy schizophrenic co-host knows that I have depression, because heaven forbid the guy with bipolar have, symptoms of bipolar. People don't like that.
That's
People
true.
just don't like it. People don't like it.
People don't like it.
And I'm tired. I'm tired of people insulting me. I'm tired of people complimenting me. I'm tired of people not understanding me. I'm tired of people. I'm just tired of people.
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes I'm just tired of taking meds every day. I'm like annoyed by it. I can't stay over some places because I didn't bring my meds that night. So many things you can't do because they don't have your meds. You have to go home or you have to take your meds every morning. And it's just like depressing every morning knowing that you have to take your medication every day or you can't function like the normal person. So therefore, if you take meds every day thinking you're not normal, you kind of go throughout the day thinking you're different than everybody else. When you feel depressed, you feel like you're not like everybody else as well. I mean, do you just feel like you don't fit in the world in some sense?
I don't fit into the world.
You don't?
Yeah, Michelle, neither do you.
What do you mean?
Come on. I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but if we fit in the world, we wouldn't have a podcast.
Are we like...
You know that, right?
Like that toddler game. You know that toddler thing where they put like the cylinder and the circle and the square and the square and the triangle and the triangle? Are we like the circle trying to fit into the triangle and it just won't go?
It's actually worse than that. We're like the nail that they don't want the toddler to see. They don't want the toddler to know that we exist. We're scissors. You realize that we're not even the same fucking game. We're scissors. We're literally scissors. Everybody in America is trying to tell their toddler not to play with scissors. We're scissors. We have a function and a purpose, and some people claim that they rely on us, but make no mistake, when the whole world is the peg game, we're scissors.
I like that you said make no mistake. That was very Barack Obama of you.
I'll take that.
He always said that. Make no mistake.
All right.
That's my Obama impression. That's actually really bad. But I miss him very much. Moving on.
He's not dead.
I feel like he's abandoned us and left us with shit.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.com. Secure, convenient, and affordable online counseling. All counselors are licensed, accredited professionals. Anything you share is confidential. Schedule secure video or phone sessions, plus chat and text with your therapist whenever you feel it's needed. A month of online therapy often costs less than a single traditional face-to-face session. Go to BetterHelp.com/Psych Central and experience 7 days of free therapy to see if online counseling is right for you. BetterHelp.com/Psych Central.
Gabe, we've been recording this for about 20 minutes. Do you want to cut it out or do you want to keep going on this path?
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I
don't really remember what I've said.
I mean, we're just talking about how you're feeling bummed out, how you're feeling a little depressed. I mean, I think it's a good conversation to have because both of us do get depressed from time to time. So talking about it, naturally is a good thing to chat about. Yeah,
but it's self-serving. I mean, you can't do shit like this. It seems like I'm begging for attention, and I don't like that. So I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. Well,
no, because I mean, you being bipolar, that means that you're gonna get depressed. So shouldn't the audience actually experience you in a depressive mode? Why do you always have to be happy all the time?
You want the audience to experience me in a depressive mode.
I'm just trying to show our honesty, be honest with everyone. We're bipolar, we're schizophrenic, and we're usually very peppy and happy when we make these podcasts. But, that's just when we make the podcast. Let's have our podcast be really all about encompassing really the bipolar and the schizophrenia and all of the symptoms that it involves.
So you want me to take the microphone into the bathroom with me so that people can encompass me taking a piss? I mean, is that...
No, I'm talking about the emotions, Gabe.
But not all emotions are created equal, and our society is really big on hiding certain emotions. Maybe it's because you're a woman. I don't necessarily think that you have an understanding of that.
What?
I can't
chauvinist.
No, I'm not being a chauvinist. I'm just being... People won't respect me if they think that I am weak.
No,
maybe
nobody
it's because
thinks...
I'm a man.
No.
Maybe it's because I'm 300 pounds, but I don't think that you understand that I'm already surviving. People just don't like weak people. and depression is considered weak. You and I know that it's not, but I don't have time to convince the entire world. I don't know what I'm saying. The point that I'm making, Michelle, is that if people think that we're weak, they're not going to want to tune in because there are enough weak people to follow around. People need to understand that we know what we're doing and that we have an idea and a plan. This is what leadership is. The general of a bunch of soldiers can't be scared. He can be scared, but he has to show that he believes in the plan because he's the leader of the plan. I have to show people that I believe in the plan.
Yeah, but
I do believe in the plan. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not very inspiring to soldiers if the general is scared shitless.
Yeah,
it's not very inspiring.
You're not a general. You're not a general.
I'm generally something.
Generally crazy.
Oh my god! That's my new name. I'm General Crazy.
General Crazy.
And you're Commander Stupid.
No, I'm Commander Schizo.
Oh my god, that is so awesome! General Crazy and Commander Schizo is the name of our podcast.
Yes, let's rename the podcast General Crazy and Commander Schizo. But Gabe, I know.
Wait. You know one of the messed up things, one of the reasons that we can never actually publish this, because you realize that even in the last 40 minutes of conversation that we've laughed, we've been happy. See, that's going to blow people's little minds on how depression works. Because after all, if you're depressed, you have to be depressed 100% of the time. You can't laugh at a joke. You can't make a joke. You can't get anything done. You just have to be like, I'm sad. And I wish
right, and be antisocial, not want to talk to anybody. You want the whole room to be dark. You want to sleep under your covers. You don't want to do anything. Everything that you like to do, you don't like to do anymore. What I was taught in high school.
Wait.
What?
I kind of like the cover thing.
Under the covers?
Yeah, I want to be under the covers.
Okay, well, do you, but you're not doing that right now, so... You must not be depressed because you're not in your bed, actually.
If it makes you feel better, I've worn this shirt for 4 days in a row and haven't showered.
That makes me feel much better.
Aren't you glad we don't do the podcast live anymore?
Oh, yeah, because you would smell disgusting.
Could you imagine us sitting like in a fast food restaurant? Like a fast food restaurant already smells because of all the lard and grease. And then you have 4 days worth of Gabe BO and 3 days of Gabe not sleeping. And Michelle would then suddenly, in some remarkable way, be the most stable person in the room.
I often think I'm the most stable person in the room.
This is actually a good question that I have for you, and I'm not trying to deflect, but I'm being serious. Like, I mean, you know, the way that we've arranged this podcast, like, I'm in charge. We all know that I'm in charge. I want everybody to know that I'm in charge.
Gabe's in charge. He's General Crazy.
Wow, I'm so glad that you remembered our superhero names.
General Crazy.
Okay, Commander Schizo. I'm really not trying to be a jerk when I say this, but I mean, doesn't it bother you that the person that's in charge of the podcast and therefore, you know, like your business partner and you're like intrinsically tied to me, like for, you know, money and success. And I mean, you don't want to see this. You need to have faith that I can deliver on my promises. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. It can't really instill... I'm serious. It can't make you feel good to know that the guy that's in charge is, you know, all this. No. I'm not being a jerk, but I don't know. It's one of the things that worries me. I mean, why don't you just go work with somebody that's not fucked up?
I know. I like working with you. You're a fun dude. I mean, everybody has their ups and downs. I have my ups and downs all the time. So to expect you to not have a depressed mode would be absolutely ridiculous. Everybody has their moments, or not moments, has their depression. You have lots of people around you who love you, could help you just as much as I could help you. You have a wife, you have a dog. Hug your dog. Your dog loves you.
My dog loves me because I feed him.
It's a dog.
Charlie Brown said that Snoopy only loves him because he feeds him.
Snoopy's a good guy.
Charlie Brown tried so hard, and everybody counted on him, and he always delivered. You know who I am? Seriously? And you know who, like, I relate to most in the fictional world?
Popeye?
What?
Just me. Just you know. You eat spinach?
No.
Oh.
It's a vegetable.
Fine. Animaniacs? Fred Flintstone?
No.
George Jetson? Scooby-Doo?
It's a current show that's on the air now. It is animated.
Homer Simpson?
No.
Bart Simpson?
You think that I am a 10-year-old boy.
Well, Bart Simpson is a very clever man. Wait, are you Sideshow Bob?
You're now accusing me of trying to murder a 10-year-old boy.
Whatever, continue, Gabe. Who do you relate to who's animated? Tell me who you're picking.
I'm Bob from Bob's Burgers.
I do not watch that show.
That is just a shame. Look, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. Reader's Digest was a magazine. A magazine was how they printed blogs back before the internet.
I'm aware of what a magazine is, Gabe.
Are you sure?
I one time worked at a magazine.
Hey, wait, weren't you in a lacrosse magazine?
I was in a lacrosse magazine inside lacrosse. That's what I was in. Yes, I was.
Oh my god. I just realized that now we actually do have to use this hour's worth of footage. You know why?
Why?
Because lacrosse came up. Every conversation that we ever have that mentions lacrosse is required to be a podcast episode. That's just how it works. No, seriously, I know you don't watch it, but Bob owns a burger restaurant, but it's not a very successful one, and he's married and he has 3 kids, and he lives in an apartment above the restaurant, and he lives in kind of a tourist town, and people are constantly making fun of him, and he's not depressed or anything. He's pretty happy with his life, and he loves his job, but he's like this middle-aged balding man, and his family relies on him for everything, and they trust him to keep his promises and deliver, and he always does. But they really take him for granted. And he saved the town numerous times, but, he's this, poor guy that everybody kind of looks down on and feels bad for. But the show's been on for quite some time, and he's really just there for everybody. And everybody counts on him. He just doesn't seem to get the respect or... I don't know. He just doesn't get what he deserves out of life.
See,
I think he just deserves to be treated better because these people need him, and he rises to the occasion all the time. And I kind of relate to that. I feel like people constantly look down on me, and I feel like people don't like me, and I feel like I feel like people don't know how hard I do try for them.
You sound a little bit like my mother.
Great, I'm now a 60-year-old Jewish woman. That's wonderful.
Mother, Gabe loves you.
I do. I don't know how she got stuck with you.
Well, there was one night. It was a very romantic night.
We're done. No, it's not pity. I want to be clear. It's not pity. That's why I used Bob specifically. He's not down on himself. He's kind of bland. He's a bland guy. He's kind of a boring guy. So I guess we don't have that in common. But he's.
So you're saying you do so much for other people, and other people aren't doing as much for you?
I'm not even saying that. I don't expect people to do for me. I'm saying that I don't think people realize how much of my life is wrapped up in helping other people. And whenever I try to explain it to people, people are like, oh, he wants praise and awards and he's not humble. I don't want praise or awards, and this is not a humility issue, and I'm not a narcissist, and I'm not egotistical, but on days that I can't sleep and on days that I'm sad, I wonder if anybody would notice if I stopped. And I know that that's a terrifying descent into would anybody notice if I was gone, and that's a terrifying descent into would anybody notice if I were dead. I'm well aware of this.
Are you visualizing your funeral right now, Gabe?
Well, when I do visualize it, like nobody's there.
Well, visualizing your funeral is like a huge red flag.
No, I'm not visualizing my funeral, Michelle, but thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Just letting you know.
I have plenty of help. I'm not suicidal. My wife is aware. Everybody's aware. I have, as we've talked about on the show before, I'm very blessed to have a gigantic medical team and
that's
lots
not
of
when you
resources
said
to back it
gigantic. That was not what I was expecting you to say.
What were you expecting me to say? Wow. She's now miming a penis, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
I'm such a good friend to talk to, and you're depressed because I'm so appropriate, aren't I?
We should give a shout out to our editor who is going to have to take this mangled mess and turn it into a podcast, which may never air. He might not be able to turn this into anything because we're sitting at what, like an hour and a half right now? I mean, that's a lot. And this is only like a 30-minute show. So I don't know what he's going to whittle this down to. Probably like 20 minutes worth of...
It's going to be, Gabe is depressed. Gabe is now more depressed. Gabe is very depressed. How does Gabe get over depression? What does Gabe do for depression? Did Gabe take his meds today? Did Gabe get a hug today? When was the last time Gabe had sex? When is the last time Gabe felt joy?
When was the last time I felt joy? When was the last time you felt joy, Michelle?
I don't know. What? Define joy.
She's that chick you like at the bodega.
There's no one named Joy at the bodega. I don't know their names. I really don't know their names.
When was the last time you were happy?
I was happy yesterday, I guess.
Why were you happy yesterday?
I was hanging out with some friends. We were having a good time. We were laughing, blah, blah, blah. The other day I went to Long Island. We were chilling out with some friends. We were laughing. I don't know. When I always feel like if I'm trying to get in a depressed mode, I try to like do stuff. Get myself out of my room, get myself out of isolation, go out and try to do stuff. And I'm not trying to fake happiness. I'm just trying to like replace the depression with something else so that my mind can focus on what's going on. But a lot of help with that is the medication as well. I mean, it's hard to just get rid of depression, but a lot of it is just take your medicine, then you'll be happier. Then if you surround yourself with people you like, you'll be even more happy. But I do understand that when I get really depressed and I'm off my meds and I can't get out of bed, then that is just the worst feeling ever. You know it, Gabe.
I usually lay on the couch.
Oh, the couch? The couch is a good spot.
I don't live in New York City, so I have like lots of rooms to be depressed in.
Oh, well, I have my bedroom and I have the living room and then a small kitchen. So, I mean, yeah, I'll lay in my room.
I can be depressed in the fireplace room. I can be depressed in the eating kitchen. I can be depressed in the dining room. I can be depressed in the living room. I can be depressed in the loft.
Okay, stop.
I can be depressed in my office.
Stop.
I can be depressed in the guest room. I can be depressed in the master bedroom. I have 3 bathrooms I can be depressed in.
You have 3 bathrooms?
Yeah, and I can be depressed in the basement. I can be depressed out on the deck. I can be depressed on the patio. I can be depressed on the front porch. I can be depressed in the garage.
Okay, now all these places that you can be depressed is now depressing me that I don't have all those places.
Oh, well, I think the problem is that you tried to make your living doing a podcast with me.
That could be it.
Michelle, I don't know if this episode will ever actually reach the ears of our people, but just in case it does, let me do the ending, and we will see what our long-suffering producer, Adam, can do with it. I think it's the first time we've mentioned Adam's name on the show. If it, yeah. Have we ever talked about Adam, like, actually live? He usually cuts it. Adam, you should leave this in.
Okay.
Adam is a good guy.
Adam's a great guy.
What's Adam's website?
AdamRaymunda.com.
Yeah, we'll stick a link in the show notes. I think that is appropriate because he does a good job. Obviously, the Define Normal shirts have not quite sold out yet. There is still a few, and we're thinking about ordering more depending on what happens after this week. store.psychcentral.com. You can also visit GabeHoward.com. I think there's some shirts there. You can also go to schizophrenic.nyc, and there's some shirts there. If you're not visiting all 3 of those online establishments and buying stuff, well, then Michelle will never get the bigger place that she wants.
I will get depressed in just my bedroom or living room, but Gabe will get depressed in at least 10 places that he can in his home, so, you know.
If you are listening to this, it means that I cheered up, we found a way to use the show, and we still want you to leave us a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you downloaded this. Don't forget that you can get new episodes every week at psychcentral.com/BSP. You can also leave comments or share on your favorite social media channels. Gabe and Michelle would love to get famous and wealthy, so please do what you can to help us out and support the show. We will see everybody next week.
Just cheer up!
You've been listening to A Bipolar, a Schizophrenic, and a Podcast. If you love this episode, don't keep it to yourself. Head over to iTunes or your preferred podcast app to subscribe, rate, and review. To work with Gabe, go to GabeHoward.com. To work with Michelle, go to schizophrenic.nyc. For free mental health resources and online support groups, head over to PsychCentral.com. The show's official website is PsychCentral.com/BSP. You can email us at show@PsychCentral.com. Thank you for listening, and share widely.